What digital tool, what social tool thus far in your experience has been most critical to the growth of your business, and why? Who wants to start?
I think for us, Facebook for the region has been by far the largest and most widely used tool. I don't think that that's terribly surprising in a sense. One of the things that makes Whole Foods different than a lot of other companies is we don't monetize our social media. We're not actually trying to derive direct sales dollars. We have no real online component for that. So for us, it's more about telling the story. We have a lot of rich stories to tell, and I think if you inform your consumer, if you let them know why it's important to buy sustainable seafood or humanely treated meat, they behave differently and they're more likely to shop with you. And so for us, it's a storytelling platform first and foremost, and that's how we approach it all the time, and I think that that's definitely driven sales in the long run. Of course, it also helps that people really like sales flyers, and it's a really great place to post them.
For us, actually, it's really, the company started as a digital company, so really everyone sort of discovered Seamless on a .com experience. What's fascinating for us is over the last year, literally since I came on board, mobile has really become a big part of our story in terms of over 40% of our orders on any given day come from mobile. And I think what's fascinating is that people are finding ways to use a seamless sort of mobile experience to integrate into their lives. I mean, I hear people telling me, it's like, I'm ordering in a cab after going out at night and it's there by the time I get home. That was not how we intended the product to work, but that's how people are evolving into their lives. So for us, you know, I would say social is still something we're moving into and we're really sort of figuring out how to work, but mobile's really been the game changer for us. It's really figured out a way to say, wherever you are, whenever you are, food is available to you, and I think that's a big part of what we stand for, is like making sure that you get the food that you want to make you happy.
It's got to be Facebook for us too. I think Facebook is where we have the strongest connections with our customer, the most powerful, you know, messages. It's the most interactive. But I will say that Instagram and Pinterest have really changed a lot for us. Changed a lot for us in the social media world, because it's all about photography now. And if you're in the food business, you can start posting pictures of food, especially cupcakes. That is just, you know, our lights just go into the stratosphere.
So I'll speak for my division of the CIA, which is Strategic Initiatives, events for chefs and other industry professionals. And it's been Facebook and Twitter, because that allows us to extend the experience, both with presenters from all over the world. We can tag them, they can tweet back, etc., and then the attendees, and then also extend the events to people who are not there, but then they can participate through Twitter or Facebook, answering questions. We're posting a lot when we have events. And then anything having to do with visuals, again, you know, photos, but also YouTube actually has been really great. We post a lot of clips on YouTube, and that's very, very good in terms of getting attention.
So you monetize this stuff. You guys, obviously, with Seamless, have a direct connection between, I mean, it's easy to see when you use social media and you use other digital tools, how they convert to revenue. What about the rest of you? Do you think there's a coming day, you guys are using it for storytelling, and you guys use it to sell out things like your classes? So is there a coming time where it will be easier? Do you see it coming, other than group sales and that kind of stuff? Be able to make money directly from your social media actions?
For us, it's such part of whatever we do in social media is such an added to something we already do. So, for example, you know, we're talking about live streaming our conferences or things like that. The event is not thrown as an online event or as, you know, something that is digital. So it would really be just any monetizing we're doing would really be just on the side of something much bigger than that. So I don't really see it becoming a direct source of revenue, but I see it becoming something that really helps in terms of the revenues that are, in terms of the engagement of the people who are the bulk of our revenue.
I mean, yes, maybe that could happen. I don't know. I mean, I think that's something we're always looking forward at Whole Foods. Like, we're one of the first, like, grocery stores to jump into the social media space. And I think that that's not going to change. We're always going to be looking at the next big social media thing, whatever that might be, whether that's on a local or a global level. But I think at the end of the day, you know, the reason that the brand is so big is because we have so many stories to tell. And as long as we're telling those stories, we're selling more food. And we're doing that more for a culture of good than we are for money, if that makes any sense. And I think that the brand and the people who work for it are really passionate about it for a reason. I can't, you know, I love that I get to do social media for Whole Foods because I believe in every single thing I'm saying, and I think that that translates across the board for all of our marketing team, and that changes the way that you talk about food, and it changes the way that people look at it.
So your answer to the question of is social media, how social media is selling more food, you're selling it through ethos.
Right.
We're specifically selling it through driving behavior, and I know it's a little bit more esoteric, but what I'm trying to say is that, you know, so much of our business is dependent on the weather. If I could tell you that it's about to rain this afternoon, you're going to think about Seamless, and you're going to think about putting your order online. So for us, it's another way of really communicating like macro factors that are about to affect your day, because today there are 3 opportunities for you to order on us. So I've got to figure out how to make that happen, whether it's a cold morning, order your breakfast in, or it's about to rain this afternoon, order in tonight. It's so real time for us that we have to use it as a consistent channel to talk to the customer. And it's a great another channel besides email and the customer care and everything else that we do. And so for us, it's keeping that dialogue open. I even say it's like if we could predict the weather, that would be really valuable. Would love to get there one day.
What about you, Pam? Is social media selling more food for you?
Absolutely. And you know, I think people often forget the connection between social media and your website. You know, we are doing a lot of transactions. I would say now, you know, online e-commerce is about 25 to 30% of our sales. And I think that that's really like the most profitable part of any storefront business. Now, a storefront in itself is very hard to make a profit on, so you have to have that extra piece. But I mean, to your question, I know that we can see, you know, how many people are directly coming from our Facebook page to our website. How many of them are buying? You know, that's something we can never tell. But we know instinctively, and plus anecdotally, I mean, people post, "Hey, I'm on the way to Butter Lane," or "I can hardly wait to come in and taste this," or "I tried it last night." Someone else should try the apple spice. So we see evidence in our social media of people actually spending money.
And since Annie is not part of a business that sells food, from a macro level, are the influencers you're reaching thinking about this and how it affects the sales of their food?
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. I think it's if you're not thinking about this, you have no business being open in a sense, because you have to really think about all the platforms through which you can reach your consumers. It makes a huge difference. I think that having good social media now is something that can bring more people to your door, so you have to be aware of that and conscious of that. And you know, more and more people, chefs hire assistants, hire social media experts, consultants, you know, companies that handle that for them, but it's also something that is very personal and works really well at the personal level. So yeah, there's no question that it's on their mind, it's a part of their day-to-day, and it's a big part of their business.
So there you have it.